The next piece of the hardware that I wanted to dive into today is the RAM, and that's a little bit more like your memory, like when you're thinking, trying to store thoughts in your head. That's what the computer is doing. It's using this RAM in a minute by minute type situation, or during one task, one session of the computer. So as the computer gets stopped, rebooted, turned back on, or the programs get shut down, what's in the RAM may get wiped out, and it uses it on a use by use basis, a case by case basis. There's different types of RAM. You don't need to know as much about that, SRAM, DRAM, but what's the most important thing is the amount of RAM that you're purchasing. And that can sometimes get confusing because you have so many different numbers getting thrown around between the CPU, and we said i5, i7, the RAM, which as I'd like to dive in here, has different sizes, which would be 8 gigs, 12 gigs, 16, 64. There's different increments of RAM. And then of course you have your hard drive, which oftentimes is 256 gigs, 512 gigs, 1 terabyte, 2 terabyte. So these things can get really confusing, and we are happy to give you a free assessment if you're interested in getting a new laptop, desktop for yourself or one of your employees. We can help find the right computer for you. RAM, it kind of starts, you can of course get less than 4 gigs. Sometimes on Chromebooks and more thin client machines, you'll see 4 gigabyte, 2 gigabyte machines, but we would start somewhere in the ballpark of 8 gigs, which is great for like we were saying with the processor for Word, Excel. 12 gigs might even be a little bit better in terms of what you need for some office work. And then as you work your way more towards 16 gigs, this would be great for Adobe, Photoshop type applications, maybe some AutoCAD. And then if you want to go full on and you have maybe a server, or if you're again doing some very high-end applications like AutoCAD or 3D rendering, engineering type situations, 64 gig RAM for your computer might be the best option. So just wanted to give you some ideas about how hardware is part of the process for purchasing a computer. And again, we're more than happy to give you an analysis of the current computer you have and potentially what's out there in the market. And we really would ask that you come to us first before you make that purchase, because there's so many times when a client goes out, buys a very inexpensive computer, and then asks us to help with the issues they're facing on that computer. And we just say, you know what, we'd much rather give you a quick assessment, get you steered in the right direction, and then from there we can help get you set up with the best technology. So we look forward to working with you. And again, here's our information, info at Tech Hero Support, and our numbers you can call or text us on, and our website. And